Yes, a warm welcome to Smart to Drive. We're here today at the Electric Community 2022, and I've just walked past an interesting booth with Angelina. You call yourselves GreenSpeed. I'm Alex. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm Mark Phillip.
Nice to meet you. Glad you could take the toner. We just had a quick chat, and you've agreed to tell us a bit about your booth and show the community what you guys have to offer here. You obviously sell small electric vehicles.
Exactly.
Mostly two-seaters, sometimes single-seaters, with another seat in the back.
Exactly. We've specialized in these micro-car vehicles that you can drive with a moped license or an AM license, what we used to call the 50cc license. That's what you're allowed to drive. They don't require registration, so you just need the small moped license plate, and therefore...
AM, right.
AM, exactly. That's the insurance class for 45 kilometers per hour, or moped at 25 kilometers per hour. The three-wheeled vehicles, which we're about to look at, can all be throttled down to 25 kilometers per hour. That means you can drive them with a moped license. Or if you were born before 1965, you can drive them without a license. So that's very interesting for older folks who might voluntarily give up their driver's license, but can still get around on three wheels. They can take a maximum of 2 people at 25 kilometers per hour without needing to have a license.
Definitely very, very cool. And at what age can you get the moped license these days?
Starting at 15 years old, you can really drive every model we have here, except for the golf cart. You can't drive that one at 15, but you can drive all the others, yeah. We can start up front here with the red one. This is our newest model. It's the Buddy. It's a two-seater, side-by-side, which many people might already know. From, say, Aixam Microcar Leger, which always built side-by-side two-seaters with a trunk. So now we've also brought one to the market that's fully electric and, of course, can be combined with our hybrid options. We'll get to that later, though. But for now, we can go ahead and take a look at the inside.
All right, let's take a seat in this fine machine.
This is a model that we now also can equip with air conditioning. So it's a really full-fledged air conditioning system that's controlled completely electronically. Soon, with the next series, it will also be additionally equipped with PDCs in the front and back. The model comes with a backup camera as standard. Various apps like navigation, Bluetooth, YouTube, and so on are already on here.
Very cool.
Which you can then easily connect to your phone. So everything that our youth...
Good for young people, right?
...wants to have, you know? So it's turned out to be a really nice car. You can sit side by side and you still have the trunk for when you need to go shopping for mom and dad or something.
And can someone sit there too?
Yes, that's right. We've integrated an additional rear bench, but we're only allowed, we always have to point out that it remains a two-seater. If a family man says, hey, but I want my kid to sit in the back, that's possible with a bench like this. But he's not allowed to take a third person with them. We always have to point that out. Many people order the vehicle without the bench seat, just taking it out from the get-go, so that they have a correspondingly larger trunk.
Yeah. But, did I understand correctly? So no one is allowed to sit in the back if someone is sitting in the front because it's registered as a two-seater?
Well, the driver plus one person in the back or the front.
Or exactly.
But a maximum of 2 people. So with 3 people, it would immediately be classified as a car. Then you'd need a car driver's license for one, and a vehicle like this would have to be registered as a car. And then it's pointless again, because then we have taxes, we have the tube inspections, we have expensive insurance, and so on. So all the things we actually don't want in our microcar segment.
Don't want, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, cool. It looks good too, I think.
Yeah, this is a model that has been very well received. It comes in nice colors. I think the black and red combination's the best. There's also black and yellow for the Parussians in Germany. Black and white, which also looks nice, is a mother-of-pearl paint that really stands out. And also a black and blue, just to have a bit of variety, you know?
Okay, what else do you have?
Yeah, what else do we have? This is our classic, actually a narrow vehicle, 2 seats, one behind the other. This is the Cube Premium. It's a well-equipped vehicle with everything you'd expect in a car. Central locking, electric windows, a standard backup camera, a large display so you can easily see how fast you're going, how much battery capacity you have left. So basically, it has similar features to a car, right? I mean, someone switching from a car doesn't want to downgrade, they just want something a bit cheaper and a bit smaller for parking. And accordingly, many features that are standard in cars today have also been adopted here, you know? A small sunroof so you can get that nice breeze so that you
You can also flip it up.
It opens to the front, so it's not a design flaw, but simply so that you get the airflow in, and when you open the back, you get a nice stiff neck.
But this speed is still manageable, right?
It's still manageable, so you'll survive, right?
And you mentioned earlier that you can get this as a hybrid or as a...
Exactly, electric car.
Yes, for that you have a device back here with a combustion engine.
Is an option we can include with all our vehicles. We'll take a look at it on the cargo in a moment. Here, we have to attach a box to the back because we want the engine with its exhaust and noise to be outside the vehicle, of course. This is a 60-volt, in this case a 60-volt hybrid generator that supplies the motor with the power it needs while driving or even when stationary. Anything the motor doesn't use goes directly to charge the battery. So you need a maximum of 10-15 minutes of hybrid driving to then be able to drive electrically for up to 30 minutes again, if the battery, the accumulator, was empty. And I mean, these aren't travel vehicles where you drive for hours in one direction. So this is more for someone who really needs to drive longer distances sometimes. And they can, but most of the vehicles are sold as purely electric vehicles.
Very nice.
Yep. Welcome to the cargo section. A 3-wheeled electric wheelbarrow, as I affectionately call it. That's all it is. It's a very functional vehicle. It has no central locking, no electric windows, so it's a really simple vehicle that's just meant to, let's say, make daily life easier in the garden, or on company grounds, or for craftsmen, you know? So these variants are available with a handlebar version, like, you know, from a motorcycle or scooter.
Yeah.
But we also offer these models with a steering wheel, because many people are coming from cars and say, nah, I don't want handlebars anymore. I'd rather have a steering wheel, you know?
So you can choose, yeah.
It's a tipper. The loading bed rails can also be removed if you want to transport pallets or something that you place on top. So you can completely convert it. The batteries are installed here. On the model back there, we'll see the hybrid in a moment, which is then under the loading bed. Not arranged like this, but neatly tucked underneath. The next thing that's already in the pipeline is the typical janitor's module, which is an enclosed transporter, a one-seater, with lots of advertising space on the right and left so that everyone can really express themselves. But it's not for driving to the pub in the evening. So if you don't want to be seen, this is absolutely the wrong vehicle, you know?
It's pretty eye-catching.
So this is a vehicle that just stands out somewhere. And for a craftsman or a trade business, it's supposed to stand out, of course. It's kept nice and narrow, so you can get onto the sidewalks, up to the houses, or wherever you need to go. Yeah, fully electric. You could also retrofit the hybrid on this one, and it would also be done under the loading bed so that the janitor or the business doesn't lose any space, you know?
How fast is this one got?
It's also a 45 km/h vehicle.
What's the approximate range?
We have different battery packs, so we can equip the vehicles to go between 30 and 80 kilometers on electric power. And for anything beyond that, I would always recommend the hybrid.
Okay.
So those are the classic ranges. You can, of course, go higher with the battery, but it's always a question of price. Is it still worth it to put in such a large battery? For one, I also lose payload. For another, I might have to replace it at some point, which is also something to consider. Then the hybrid version is always the better option. A normal battery with the hybrid added, you're a bit more expensive in the initial purchase, but then you're good to go.
So this one here costs from $5,999.
Exactly right.
This one here is just under $4,800.
Exactly right. That's a pure 25 km/h model. It's already pre-programmed that way. But we also have these vehicles back there as 25 or 45 km/h models. If someone knows they only have a license for 25, they can buy that one right away, because it's a bit cheaper from the start, you know? But to get a craftsman's vehicle for 6,000 euros, that also stands out nicely, is actually pretty brilliant. This is our newest, or one of our newest. It's priced at 1699 euros. So for that money, you can't even get an e-bike these days.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a bit narrower again, because we noticed with the slightly larger ones that you can't get through many small garden gates if you're around a meter or 1.10 meters wide. This thing is now 90 centimeters wide, which means you can handle pretty much any garden gate with it.
Cool.
So you can really get everywhere to drop off or pick up small things.
And you can also have someone sit on the back.
Yeah, so on private property, yes. For road use, it's a registered one-seater. But I always thought it was smart you can say, on private property, I can take someone with me.
Right.
It's also a tipper if you need to tip it.
Could I sit in it for a moment?
Yeah, of course.
And this one isn't available with a steering wheel retrofit?
Doesn't come with a steering wheel.
It wouldn't make sense, I think. No, but it's cool. Yeah.
So it's a small, narrow vehicle for certain trips, you know?
And you also drive this one with a hand throttle.
Yes, exactly. It's all electric, but a simple...
You have quite a model range.
Yes. Come on over. So the gray one standing here in front is the highlight at the moment. It's selling a lot to municipalities. It can be driven from the age of 15, so even apprentices who are 15 and started the municipality can be told, hey, can you go get some cement? They can drive off, load up 500 kilos of cement and drive back with an AM driver's license. 2 people are allowed to sit in it. We can sit inside. I mean, I'm a bit bigger, but nevertheless.
I'll just put my can down here.
We'll get in. We'll have to be a bit cozy, so for long distances...
Yeah, we've known each other for 10 minutes now.
Yeah, we've known each other for 10 minutes now, right? If you close the doors on us in here, it's quite a cozy affair, as you can see.
But it works. Right?
With this L6E, which is the type classification, we have certain dimensions we can't exceed. A certain kilowatt output we can't exceed, and a certain payload. And here, we've always pushed it to the maximum everywhere to get a 2-seater side-by-side, you know?
Cool. You have ventilation up top.
Exactly. A pop-up roof with a few little fans in it. Exactly. Let's open it up again.
Come here, honey. Then you can show what's up here. You turn it on here, and then the air from outside is additionally...
sucked in.
Just film in here for a second.
Exactly. It's best if we get out. It's also quite...
So there are more fans that then blow the fresh air in. You can sit 2 people, yeah.
You can sit 2 people.
I mean, we're 2 big guys. If you have a child with you or a petite woman, then it's...
Exactly, yeah. If you work for a municipality in town, you're driving in the cemetery, or you don't have huge distances to cover. And that's exactly the use case. Here too, it's solved more nicely with the generator. Here, it's installed under the loading bed, where you have free space anyway. I can start it too. It's just started with the push of a button up here. Then it starts up and does its job. It's now charging the batteries, since the vehicle isn't drawing power. And if it were driving now, the motor would be supplied first, and everything left over goes back into the batteries. So it's a brilliant thing.
I think that is cool.
Here we come to the 3-wheel cargo, similar to the one up front with handlebars, but now with a steering wheel, for those who prefer car steering wheels. Otherwise, very similar, just a very eye-catching color. Of course, this also only goes to municipalities. Nobody buys something like this voluntarily unless they're a KTM fanatic, right?
Yeah, sure.
But it's also super practical. The same vehicle is also available as a double cab. This one, the orange one here, is a single-seater. And then we also produced a double cab, where you have 2 seats, or 2 benches, one behind the other. This makes the cargo area in the back smaller, but you have more space to, 1, lock things up, and 2, more room for people. In this case, a maximum of 2 again, of course, to transport. On private property, it doesn't matter what you do, but officially on public roads, this vehicle is, of course, also only for 2 people.
What kind of power do the cars have, roughly? Kilowatts? Horsepower?
In this category, it's a maximum of 4 kilowatts, and they get pretty close to that. So they all range somewhere between 2 and a maximum of 4 kilowatts, depending on the intended use too. Up here, 25 km/h vehicle has fewer kilowatts. Why would I need 4 kilowatts? It doesn't need that to quickly get to 25, you know?
But you can still transport a decent amount, will it?
Payload of up to 500 kilos. That's something. And now we're in the 3-wheeled cabin vehicle category. These can also all be throttled down to 25 km/h if needed. So again, with a moped license, or for those born before 1965, without one, and in different configurations. One is very affordable, starting at 3,590 euros.
The gray one there, the other crossbreed.
Exactly, the other crossbreed. That's the trike. Then next, we have the black and yellow one, that's the Joe. It has a bit more equipment, a bit more features. It's very, very spacious inside and has large windows in the front, back, right, and left. So you have a great overview, especially for older people who always want to see where they are. Am I at the curb yet? You can see that really well in this one. In contrast to the Trike Premium, which might be a bit more stylish visually, but as you can see, has higher set windows. So the overall visibility in this vehicle is a bit worse because of that. So as I said, it has different use cases depending on age, seating, and position. It's more of a youthful style that buys the trike premium. But for me, it's also a very beautiful vehicle. Again, well equipped with power windows, central locking, a backup camera, a few apps, a bit of bells and whistles. So a nice vehicle.
Very nice. I mean, the target audience on the channel will probably be more in the private segment, but you never know if someone might say, I also need a small utility vehicle or something.
Yeah, well, we said back then, 10 years ago when we started in the electric sector, I actually founded the company in 1996, so almost 30 years now. And 10 years ago, we started this sector, but we thought, well, this can really only be for young people. That was a complete fallacy. So 80% of our customers are over 50, according to the statistics from the last 10 years. And of those, only 10% are commercial customers. So everything I had thought over the years didn't happen, and it was completely different. So every day and every trade show shows us a completely different area, you know? I mean, this trade show here is also very, very special. Really just people who are specifically diving into this electromobility and saying, hey, this is for me. We've been to many trade shows in the last 10 years, but this one has a very, very special charm. They're very, very interested in all the motors, you know, the battery and so on, things you never hear about otherwise.
I actually get that feedback too. When I recently featured a manufacturer that builds small electric cars, that it's still not being done nearly enough. Because we actually want to drive sustainably, affordably, use little electricity, and so on. And then you often end up driving these 2.5-ton SUVs. Exactly. And many people don't even need them. And if you then have the option to say, from a shopping, from a short city trips, it's actually totally perfect.
Yeah, and also for many companies. Let's take a campground, for example, right? The one that delivers all the bread rolls in the morning or does small service jobs at the sites. Or a hotel captain who drives to their various chalets, you know? And they just want to do it all more quietly, you know? So there are many, many use cases, many areas where a vehicle like this could actually be a really good fit.
Yeah.
And I'm always surprised that no one is moving on it and saying, hey, great, let's test that out.
It's strange.
And in a price range that you can afford, I mean, to get a vehicle for €3,500 euros that gets me from A to B dry, yeah, a bicycle can't do that. So
would that be your recommendation if someone says, I want to drive electric as cheaply as possible for as little money as possible? Would that be it then?
yes, if they also say, I only have a 25, that's actually the best thing you can do. If they say, I want to go faster, then we go towards the cube. And if they say, I need to transport things, then we need a cargo.
Yes.
So, as I said, you have to see what you're planning to do. If you just want to do a little shopping for one person, we have enough space on the back seat. But if you want to shop for a whole family with a few cases of water and beer, then you need a cargo. So each vehicle is a bit different in its intended use.
Okay, where can people buy your cars? What are the options? Where can people find you?
Well, we have a homepage, www.greenspeed-onliner.de. There, of course, you can see everything beautifully, even better, all the colors, all the technical data, all the prices. Otherwise, our main location is in Newkirchen am Knil, here in Hesse, so not far from here at all. And the assembly station is in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern in Neupansdorf, that's south of Rostock. And we have a lot of vehicles there, because all the vehicles are assembled there. You can see every model live, sales are available there too, and otherwise, you're welcome to visit us in Newkirchen.
Okay, I'll be sure to link your website in the video description. Can you order online too?
Yeah, of course. You can order on the homepage.
And one question is going to come up. I know it. It always does, especially with BYD videos and so on. What about service? Where can I get it done? What can you say about that?
Yeah, so service is a topic, of course, because our structure, our network isn't that big yet. We have 8 partners that you can also find on the homepage, distributed throughout Germany. Plus our 3 own locations. But of course, for a proper service, for a vehicle that might have to travel somewhere between 30 and 80 kilometers for service, that's not enough. But any automotive workshop is allowed to service these vehicles. The only question is, who is willing to service them? We recommend two-wheeler dealers. They're always well equipped for it because they know the components. Or even agricultural machinery dealers who know their way around them. Car dealerships, if they can't find a diagnostic plug, are usually stumped and aren't willing to spend a lot of time searching for it, you know? But we're also happy to make referrals. We also offer nationwide pickup. We deliver the vehicles to the customer. So of course we can also pick them up for service, repairs, accidents, whatever might happen.
Okay. So you're not left high and dry.
No, we're there for you. We don't just do sales, we also handle after sales.
Yeah, and you guys haven't just started yesterday. It's also important to have a manufacturer behind you that hasn't just been on the market for 6 months. It might be gone in a year.
Yeah, so in New Ponsdorf we also have over 80,000 spare parts in stock for the vehicles, you know? So it's no help if we get a vehicle in after an accident and say, yeah, the model's new, it'll take 3 months for your fender to arrive. We have a lot in stock. We'll see if the color match is done. We can always adjust it. But we're very, very well equipped when it comes to all the spare parts, which is also extremely important.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for your time and for giving us such a detailed tour. The video ended up not being so short after all, but at least people can really see the whole range, and I feel like the demand is steadily increasing.
I think so too.
Yeah, well, I wish you a great rest of the day at the fair and good business. Thank you very much, it was a pleasure. And if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any more videos about e-mobility. And feel free to tune in again next time you'd like, when it's time for Smart to Drive. See you soon. Ciao, ciao. Do you want to use Amazon Prime, YouTube, Netflix, or many other streaming apps in your car, or maybe even play games, for example, during boring charging breaks or for your passengers or kids? Then I have just the right thing for you here. All you need for this is the Linky Fun AI box. It simply connects to your car with a USB cable. You just need wired Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, and the system starts automatically. Then you can download various apps from the Google Play Store, whether it's video streaming or games, anything is possible. Whether it's the internet browser, Spotify, Netflix, Amazon Prime, or YouTube, you can download any app and use it while driving or during charging breaks. In the video description, you'll find a link to the detailed video about the Linky Fun AI box, and of course, the current valid discount code, which will let you save a good amount of money if you order it now. Happy shopping!